Gordon Pinsent has played some towering roles in his time.
You saw the rocks and the coves and the spring water in the woods and the smells of things and the women.
But his greatest character may just be himself. He's a star on screen and off.
I am Canadian icon Gordon Pinsent.
For the last 6 decades, Gordon's career has taken him from Grand Falls, Newfoundland to Hollywood, then back home to Canada, where he's devoted himself to telling Canadian stories. Stories like this one.
I'm your husband. Fiona, it's Grant. We've been married for 45 years.
Away from her, Gordon won a Genie for that, and the acclaim of Daniel Day-Lewis, who said he was in awe of the performance. But success on the screen came with a price. You know, when Gordon was starting out, he left his family behind, including his 2 young children, to pursue his dream to be an actor. I want to talk about that and the love of his life, Charmaine King. It's all in his new memoir, simply called Next.
Please welcome to the program, Gordon Pinsent. Fine, sir. You look good.
I feel good.
You feel good?
Yes.
Things are all right?
Yes.
Congratulations on your book.
Well, thank you.
What's the process like? Because you've had such a storied career, but also clearly a very interesting life. What was it like going through the retelling of this?
Well, it's quite it's a very odd thing to be May I just put this behind my ear? I have so many of these behind my ear, I haven't even checked lately.
You are easily the best guest ever. That's never happened in my entire life. I love it. Carry on. Would you like a napkin, or are we cool?
We're fine. Used to be under seats and things.
Throughout this book, you drop these heavy heart hammers. The part that brought me to tears was you're standing there, leaving your family and your kids, and you tell the story about standing in front of the judge, agreeing to not see them anymore so that their mother can move on.
Well, I was very young, had a childish, foolish, young marriage is what it was. Really was, you know, and then 2 wonderful children came from it. I was so young at the time, and young in my head, that in fact I would do anything that anyone said if it was going to help the situation, as you know, as it was happening. And I remember the judges in those days, you know, what they would say would go. You know, he thought it was the best thing for me to do. Let them have another life now.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I agree. I said, and you know, I said yes, and I got out on the road.
But you were young, you wouldn't know any better at the time.
Didn't know any better at all. Thought this is the way everything worked, you know. And then later on, I would catch up with them, and I did, and we've had a wonderful relationship.
Are you happy now, in your alone times?
I'm happy as far as family is concerned, as far as Leah and the 2 others are concerned. That has made me very happy. Security? No, it's not entirely as I would have wished. I'm still pursuing a career in this country. I rolled the dice and said, I'll stay here. Okay, these are the odds. But longevity is the only thing that has saved me. And if I had started out in the business tomorrow, I'd be letting loose the possibility that I wouldn't get through it.
Here's the clip that really got me, because everybody has, well, lots of actors get asked about their famous kiss scenes, and you've had some of the great leading ladies of all time on screen, including in this book, and it opens talking about waking up in bed beside Julie Christie, which is fantastic. But this kiss here.
Hey, you want to hear something funny, Blanche? My old man thinks I'm a queer. Do you want to know the worst part of it, Blanche? I'm not sure if I am or not.
That's a beautiful. That's a very close family, right?
Yes.
Why is that weird to watch?
That is weird to watch. I had no idea where you would have found it. They can't find anything else. Can't find anything else I've ever done. No. Well, they can, but that's incredible. That was charm.
That's your wife.
She was great. She was so great. God, how nice. That's wonderful, man. Where'd you get that? That's
what we do.
God. It's now been 4 or 5 years since Charm passed, and I still keep saying it's only been a year. You know, it's kind of a year. It's amazing. There is no happier feeling than coming back from a job or being on, you know, or doing work that would please Charm. So it was showing off.
You're showing off for
I spent the rest of my time, absolutely 44 years with Charm, showing off and saying, wait, you haven't seen this. You know, I got another actor's bag of tricks. I kept pulling all the stops out. And I thought, oh, I can go on forever. I got a lot of stuff I want to do. I love the challenges. And I'd love to be judged by Charm. I'd love to be, just, you know.
But she was a performer and a very good one. So at a certain point, did somebody's career have to go to the back to help the other one out?
Yes, and the worst thing, the futility of it all. I couldn't. There was nothing I could do. So at one time, in fact, there was a Hollywood contract that was sort of offered Charm when she was in New York doing a Broadway play. And no, she came back here, and at that time, in our country, we were telling our own stories a great deal more than we are now. Yeah. Here, look at all the stories you can have told here. We've locked the door, and we can have an industry.
Well, we've locked the door. Oh, we've locked the door. Mansbridge taught me that. Stick around more with Gordon Pinsent after this.
All right, coming up, we're going to look back at Gordon's most Afro-licious role.
I wouldn't have believed it.
Plus, actor, author, and all-around funny guy, Neil Crone, grapples with the panel.
Today we're talking about bargaining and what are our best negotiating tactics. I personally like the use of the sexy voice.
How much is that cheese tray?
Really?
Excuse me, you want me to decide my future in 1 minute?
53 seconds.
Myron, I think we should talk about
Be
this.
quiet, Alan.
One of these days, you're going to wake up with a cow's head in your bed.
Is that a threat?
No, that's a joke.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't. It's from a movie.
You will fail.
Back here with Gordon Pinsent. So, made in Canada, like 10 years ago. Aside from firing Rick Mercer in that bit, who else did you fire there?
Leah, my daughter Leah.
And?
Only there. I couldn't fire her in real life. God, she's so good. What a lovely actress.
Yeah.
What a deep and marvelous actress she is. And Peter Callahan.
Who is?
Her husband.
That's right. You fired your kids.
Huh?
It's unbelievable.
Writing them off like...
Just like that. Anthropology. You taught Marlon Brando to sing Danny Boy, right?
Yeah.
Did the lesson involve Irish whiskey?
Yes. Yes, it did, as a matter of fact. That's right. He couldn't put two notes together, and when he had a shot, he was fine. I said, come on.
Speaking of pleasure, of all the projects you've worked on, which gave you the most joy?
I would say Rowdy Man. Yeah.
Rowdy Man, he had the best afro in Rowdy Man.
Good afro.
Yeah.
Good afro in Rowdy Man.
But when I was looking at the chronology of this, when I first fell for you, sir, was in Blackula. You were in Blackula, right?
Yeah.
This blaxploitation Dracula film, but it was not too far after Rowdy Man.
No, it wasn't.
So did you still keep the hair?
It wasn't. Well, what happened was, no, I put it back again because there was a call that we had to go and reshoot something in Rowdy Man.
Oh, Rowdy Man, okay.
So I got the hair done again, and I showed up for a first reading of Blackula in Los Angeles, and the room was filled with black guys with afro.
Right.
And they all thought I was making fun of them or something. So I walked in, I had this whole head of hair.
Did you shave it off very quickly?
After the show, yes, yes.
The book is called Next. What a pleasure, Gordon. Thank you so much. Gordon, thank you.